Coming up on this week's episode of Bruvcast.
Obviously, the fam are waiting there, and they're like, "Oh, can we go see her?" And I'm like, "Okay, 1 second, let me relay the message." Yeah, and she's like, "Do you fucking think I want your mum and my mum in here? Do you see what's going on here?"
Bro, I think if men had to go through this, it'd be very different situation. The world would be a very different place.
I'm telling you, my mum will be in there with me.
Come on, beta.
But rubbing your back.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Bruvcast.
Welcome. But why do you do welcome like someone's coming to our house?
As you can tell, Mick is back.
I'm back.
What are you going to say?
Yeah, I was like, what I'm going to say is, it's funny, isn't it? I just follow your lead, basically. So when you say welcome, bro, I feel like obliged to say welcome. And I've been listening to the last two podcasts. It's like profesh, you know what I mean, isn't it? They have their own twist on it. So no, fair, man.
Yeah, they were on the bench, innit? So subbed you off and brought you in.
They were good. They're worthy, bruv. It was interesting as well to hear those two episodes as well, man. Really enjoyed it. But back.
How does it feel? How did everything go? How was the...
Well, everything's not over yet, innit? Halftime. This is... Bro, you know what it is? It's like, I have one event, and then now it's like a long delay until Friday. So it's like second leg, innit? First leg is done. The second leg is to come, innit? It's like Champions League.
Oh, yeah, you have two legs, but there's no aggregate anymore,
No aggregate.
I think that's rubbish that they took that out, man.
Yeah, I know. Aggregate scores, yeah. It makes it less interesting, doesn't it? You know what you're going to get. You know what? Back in the day, the worst was when Nish was watching with me, right? Yeah. So we were watching together. She's like, "Oh, so does that mean if they score now, then they need to score 3?" And I'm like, you sit there trying to calculate all these possibilities of how the tie is never finished when there's aggregate scores, right?
No,
it's never finished. No. So, but yeah, it is what it is. I mean, we say that it's swings and roundabouts, isn't it? That's what it is. Swings and roundabouts. When it's your team suffering, you want it to be away goals. When they're not, no, you want it to count for one. But,
it's true, bro.
It is what it is. Yeah. What's been going on your side, bruv? How's it going? What's the latest with baby?
The baby's doing well. It's like it looks like it's engaging. Yeah. So the bump looks lower.
Yeah,
not the belly. She's gonna kill me, bro. The belly just look. It's not. You can't even talk about the belly. You got to talk about the bump.
Yes,
it's the bump, not the belly.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah. The baby's doing good. We're probably doing like weekly. Yeah, we have weekly meetings now with the doctor.
Yeah.
Weekly scans. Some of the parents, some of the other people in the NCT classes have had their kids.
Mm-hmm.
So the babies are starting to emerge. And I think there's like 4 left now, of which we are one of those couples. So yeah, it's all kicking off, man. It's crazy. I'm really glad that we did the classes.
Yeah.
I didn't really retain much, to be honest. Like, I don't really remember most of the things. I think the main one that I remember was like the choking one, because that fucking terrified me, bruv. Yeah. Because that's when shit starts getting real. And like, you're like, okay, if something happens and it's just you. Oh my God, bruv, this happened to me. I went to the cinema with my nephew, okay? What did we go and see? Mario Brothers, right? To go and see Mario Brothers, okay? And then I think this was like one of the first times that I went with just the two of us, and went to the cinema, sat down, and then I started bugging, bro. I don't know why. I started bugging. And then I was like, "Can you see the screen? Are you okay? Are you all right?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And then I was like, because you know what, yeah? You know when you're in a situation where you're not 100% confident and it's not something that's comfortable to you, yeah? You go look at other people who are in the same situation and expect and look at them and be like, what are they doing? So then I was looking around to see if there's any other dads up in the joint.
Yeah, 100%.
And then I saw this guy come in and he had those booster seats for the kids. And I was like, oh, you're such an idiot. How is this poor nephew not going to be able to see Like he won't be able to see the screen. So I'm like kicking myself. And I'm like, can you see the screen? Can you see the screen? Can you see the screen? He's like, yes, I can see the screen. It's fine. I can see it. I kept asking him, yeah. And then there were these people behind us that were like talking and making loads of noise, bro. And I was like, let's go move. Let's go sit. Let's go sit down there. And then he's like, okay, fine. So we moved and we sat down. And then I think like 10 minutes into the movie, obviously we got popcorn, right? And he's just like he puts it in his mouth, doesn't finish, and he has the next like fistful of popcorn ready. Yeah. So he's literally like inhaling this thing. And then all of a sudden, like 10, 15 minutes in, he starts coughing. And I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong? Are you choking? What's wrong? He's like, I've got something in my throat. I was like, for fuck's sake, what am I going to do here? It's pitch black. I don't know first aid. Yeah. I don't know how to deal with this situation.
Heimlich, innit? Yeah.
Brother, then all of that stuff starts going through your head. I was like, have some water. And he was like coughing and coughing. He was fine, brother, yeah. But then I started bugging. Yeah. And then I was like, keep drinking water. I said, no more popcorn. Put the popcorn away. You can have some sweets, but don't have too many sweets. And then eventually, like, it settled down and like, the movie got into its groove, innit? So I started calming down a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm saying this because that's the one thing that I remember. This was before I had that from the NCT class. This was the one thing that kind of I remembered, because all the other stuff, so much information, and I wasn't really. And it was at the end of the day, so I'd finish work, go to that. It would start at like 7:00, finish at 9. You don't really retain things if you've had a very busy day. So, yeah, it was difficult for me to kind of like, I don't know, regurgitate anything that I've learned from that.
Yeah.
But it was all right, man. I think it was good for the social thing. Like for Guggen to now have a network locally.
Yes.
Thing.
Exactly. Do you know what? That's the thing. And that way, you know, when you see him as well, right, on the social level as well, you feel comfortable with asking that. Are you going through this right now? Are you going through, does that make sense? It reassures you, because it's like a journey, right? A journey that you've never been on. And there's so many unanswered things that you could obviously constantly keep going back to the doctor for, obviously, which is natural to do, right? Because, you know, everyone who's having a kid for the first time, you know, is on edge, right? But it's nice to have that NCT network just for, you know, reassurance as well. So, and not just for the mums to be as well, for the dads as well, isn't it? So, and there's so much knowledge sharing in those groups as well.
Yeah.
Because you're researching the same things. It could, you know, I'm just about baby stuff, baby products, etc., right? And books and etc. So I think I found it again, same as you. When we went, I remember there were you know, there's 1 hour sessions that we had, and then there's 2 hour sessions. You know, you get those 2-3 hour sessions. I don't know if you had those as well, but there was a couple of one on a weekend on like a 3 hour session. And there was just so much information, you know, thrown at you. And it kind of like put me on maybe a bit more anxious, if that makes sense. No, do you understand? Obviously, they're trying to help and trying to bring things that could potentially happen. And so they prepare you, right? But I think I felt more seeing certain things like they were talking about, obviously, you know, more of the morbid stuff that can have like choking and like, you know, death, etc. Right? And it was just like, shit, you know, that it's good that obviously they put that into perspective as well, because you know, those are the things that you just think to yourself, oh, that would never happen to, you know what I mean? And that would never happen to us or something like that. But at the same time, I think what was good was the network, because everyone was, you know, no one was more knowledge. You know, it was like some of the information that was coming out was, you know, news to everyone, if that makes sense.
I didn't read any books. I was because you know what I get like. I get like hyper focused. So then I was like, nah, I'm not going to read anything. I'm going to have like the whole ignorance is bliss kind of situation. Yeah. After like 3 or 4 weeks of NCT class, when I heard all of these bapples know all of their stuff, bruv, they knew everything.
Really?
They're like, so, yeah, man. Loads of them read up and they answered the questions. I mean, there was instances where it was new information, like you're saying.
Yeah.
But they were a lot more prepared than I was ever expecting to be. So then as soon as that finished, bruv, I ordered like 3 books. I've read 2 out of 3 of them. The final book is basically one that's like a comedy book that is basically telling you ignore everything that you've read, because none of it is going to be applicable to the same level, because every child is unique. So I think that's the appropriate one to finish on.
Basically, do all the research, get everything down to a T, and then let that one undo everything, right, and make
Yeah,
you feel
yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
relaxed. And do you know
Yeah.
what? I didn't read any either. To be fair, there was a few that Nish, did recommend to me to read. I started reading them, but then you know what it is. One, I think a lot of people around us was like, there's no book that's going to be able to, that was their opinion, that teach you, how
Mm.
to be a parent, because they'll give you snippets, but at the same time, they also said like your kid's unique and you're going to know your kids' habits, etc., and
Yeah.
what they're going for, and you're going to learn all these things as they come to light, right?
Hmm.
Colic, when they're colicky, obviously, I think a lot of people go for it, don't they? And some go for it worse than others. But teething, you know, like even I just remember like the first day, like the first day we brought, my oldest home, and it was just like it was strange. Like now life has changed, isn't it? In an instant, baby's out,
Mm.
baby comes home, and it's like okay, everything is. We used to do everything together for a bit, like top and tail. What was it? The top and tail like changing nappies, all that kind of
Hmm.
stuff, right? And I remember one time we were giving her a bath for the first time. We are using this angel care seat in the bath. The baby just sits. It's like a netted seat, basically, and then obviously give him a bath. But this was something my mum had never seen before. Before it's just like
Hmm.
one of those small little tubs, fill it with water, and that's it. But this was different, where the baby sits there, and we kind of filled the bathtub up at this point, yeah. So it's keeping her warm. There's water, obviously keeping her warm, but she was like, "No, you can't do." You just get
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
so many opinions, because obviously obviously our parents have been through it, but they went through it a different way, in it, yeah. But in the end, we were like, you know what? Yeah, she's not really comfortable in this thing that we bought her. So
Mm.
actually, let's get that £20 bathtub, yeah, the cheap little bathtub, and she was, fill it up and put her, does that make sense? Like it was just
Yeah, yeah.
there was so many different like opinions, and I think we got comfortable as time went on. I remember this one time um, where like she weed herself on the changing table, and it just took ages to sort her out because she was upset,
Mm.
crying. Well, we had piss all over
Yeah.
ourselves. It was just like, and then someone had come over to see her, and we didn't spend any time with that person. By the time we got her
Yeah.
settled down and dressed, and it was feeding time. So it's crazy, isn't it? But you're right, man. I do think what, it is worth reading certain things, and just obviously scratching the surface as well a little bit in it, so you know what you're in for, in it. Because at the end of the day, yeah, you go and see other people's kids and you play with them, but you don't know what the true ins and outs are in it when you're inside your own four walls once the baby's here, right? So it makes complete sense. But do you feel confident? Do you feel a bit more settled? How do you feel about it all?
I'm excited. I think that's the how I'm feeling. I feel like
Yeah,
every
yeah,
scan now feels like it's coming closer, so I'm just excited for
yeah,
the new chapter. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, I feel like I'm trying to tell myself that uh, a lot of the a lot of the things that you hear about having kids, it tends to be people saying you're never going to get sleep, you're going to be worrying, it's going to be this, it's going to be that, it's going to be stressful. You're going to have, like this panic piss situation going on, right? Which is all.
yeah.
I mean, that's it, right? That is it. But
Mm-hmm.
no one. I think. I mean, just generally, humans have a negativity bias, right? Like there's studies that show that you wake up in a state of
Yeah,
fear just generally, just because you've been
yeah,
pre-programmed to be in that state. Like
yeah,
so, being ready for threat just in case.
yeah,
Um, so with that negativity bias, you just generally will be talking about those things. And this is stuff I'm telling myself. So
yeah,
it's very rare that people will start telling you about the most amazing things that there are about having children, right? It's often the things that they're like the worst, the absolute worst things that come to mind of like, yeah, this is buckle up because it's just about to get real. So
You know the one I hate.
go on.
It's like I've heard it. I've heard you have to. Some people have said it to you, but it said to everyone in it. Oh, make sure you get enough
Yeah,
sleep,
yeah, yeah.
dude. You know what? I think there's no one gets enough sleep, even if you're if you're working these days and you've got, probably getting steady, consistent amount of sleep, right? I don't think the sleep thing, is completely true. It depends, right? There's some have good sleepers, where they sleep, a decent amount every night. So, and some people have like, bad eaters. It just depends, isn't it? I don't think that's the thing. You're right about the negativity bias, isn't it? It's just a standard. It's like a standard line to say, isn't it?
They're not
It's
gonna
just
be like, oh my god, it's such a rewarding experience, and it's like amazing, and you out into the world, and you see them grow, and you nurture them, and you make them, you can shape them into whoever they want to be, and then you share their success. No one ain't gonna tell you that
Yeah, literally,
at
exactly,
the wedding.
exactly. And the ones who do tell you that are the ones whose kids have left the nest, yeah, and they're no longer
Yeah,
their problem,
rose
yeah.
tinted glasses,
So,
in it.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Give a mota take ya.
Yeah. You know what? It's funny. When there's the start, there's the in between, and there's the ending in it, yeah. And the ending is obviously in our culture, it's like when they get married and the proud father's walking his daughter down the aisle or doing a speech saying, "Oh, she used to do this," but they don't talk about, "Oh yeah, but." They talk about the times where she said she wanted to be a doctor and she became a doctor. We're so proud of her. They never talk about the time where, she plugged the iron and tried to burn her brother or, tried to dash her brother or he tried to dash his sister down the stairs. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
They won't do that.
It's just the in between is never there, but it's true, man. It's, there's so much, there's such a long journey to go. And you know what, Mrs. told me the other day, she was like, Mick, when you see toothpaste massacre, as I do every day, yeah, all around the toilets or around the bathroom, right? Because toothpaste goes everywhere every morning, and I'm wiping it, right? She's like, remember, don't lose your shit. You know why? Because one day they won't be here. Then there'll be nothing to clean because they'll be gone. And I'm like, yeah, Dad, that worked for about 5 days.
When you're like, this fucking toothpaste.
My eldest, I asked my eldest, I was like, what's the struggle with the toothpaste? I can see there's like, you're spilling toothpaste everywhere. And she's like, Daddy, I just don't know. I just go to get the toothpaste. It just goes everywhere. I was like, show me. And then, bro, she actually showed me and it was like literally going. I was like, okay, maybe we should squeeze from the bottom, but why don't we take out? And it went everywhere, bro. Yeah, I left her to it. I was like, is that bad? I was like, nah, you're fine. I was like, we only, bro, Oral-B is making a lot of money, bro. Yeah. My toothpaste man's got to buy. So I started looking for these little gadgets on Amazon that, help dispense toothpaste.
Wait, what about the, do you remember the ones that are like, vertical?
Aquafresh ones. Yes. Yeah.
Is that going to be more efficient?
Yeah, it might be actually. It might be. But the thing is, I think, do you know what it is? The things they like, if they see something gimmicky or gadgety like that, yeah, they want to constantly do it.
Oh, yeah.
So then
they're just do it just for jokes. And then you end up with the same problem.
Exactly. What if they go to someone's house and they're like, oh, no, I can't use a tube. I have to use a vertical. I was like, I can't use that. That's too old school for me. What? Am I limiting my child?
It's true, bro. It's like, I don't drive manuals. That's true though, bro. Like if someone has driven automatic their whole life and they're in like a life or death situation and the only way to get out of it is drive a manual car, you're screwed.
That's it. You're finished.
Like a manual car, and then you open up the glove box and it's like normal toothpaste. But did you, bro?
Exactly. That's it. You're finished, right? You can't brush your teeth, so you're gonna have bad breath while not being able to drive that car. Basically, you're just gonna be sitting there. But I mean, going back to it, yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? I don't know, if everyone else goes through these kind of things as well, but I'm pretty sure they do, man. I'm pretty sure we're all human, right? So it is what it is.
Yeah, that's I haven't even thought about toothpaste. I'm kind of like figuring out the sleep situation right now. I'm just kind of
nah.
You know what the thing is? The thing that I'm like thinking about more, and this is only because someone in the class mentioned it. The belly button that falls off the umbilical cord, because I had no idea. No one ever told me that the baby comes out and it's still there, and when you bring the baby home, it's still there, and eventually it falls. No one told me that. I was like, huh? And then she was like, "Oh yeah, it's fine. It comes after a little." And then as soon as I got that book, yeah, they were like the how-to guide, basically, right? I went to that chapter and it's like, "Oh yeah, you have to like and make sure that it doesn't get infected and all of that." That's the thing on me that I'm like hyper focused on, like in the
Making sure that
first,
it's dressed properly and you
yeah,
don't get
but
infected,
also just
or
like watching it and be like, "Oh man, that's a little bit unusual."
oh, but oh, you
A little wire hanging
mean
out your belly.
dude, one day it's gonna fall off and you're like, where is it gone? Where's it gone? Dude, do you know what the thing is? And I hate even saying it. I think you know what? You're probably right actually about that kind of stuff, because I remember, um, seeing a newborn, and they had it basically when they get changed. But what it was, what and that those kind of things, if I were you, I would think about that as well. But when you're in the moment
Mm.
and it's just there, it just becomes no, you know what I
Yeah,
mean,
it's
isn't it? Normal, isn't
natural.
it? Because I think once you go through it, the whole birth, as in not physically, but as a man, right?
Mm.
And you see what you see, the things that you see. Yeah,
Mm.
I think that is like such a small drop
Yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah.
ocean, basically. Yeah, do you know what I mean? In it, so I think, yeah, I know what you mean, though, man. I would be super. There was, do you know what? I and I think adrenaline, like your hormone levels, oxytocin levels, and all that kind of stuff in there. That, and anticipation and everything takes over, doesn't it? And you just go into, I think, autopilot.
Okay.
You find energy.
Can I ask you a
I don't know.
question?
Yeah, go for it.
Did you? I probably know the answer
Yeah.
to this, but did you?
I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
No way. There's
Go
no
on.
way you know I'm going. No way.
Okay, go on.
Did you have sympathy pains?
No, no, no,
See,
no.
you
I
didn't know
didn't,
where I
bro.
was
There was
going.
no time. No, no. I thought
Nothing.
you were about toilet
Nothing.
person. Nothing whatsoever, bro. There was no time, bro.
I have a theory that I'm getting sympathy pains.
Okay, where? In your back?
I've only had one sympathy pain so far, right? So
Okay.
basically, we had to go. Gagan wasn't feeling well, so we had to go, and she had to get like a drip just to kind of like rehydrate her, because she just like was really dehydrated, because like when it was really really hot, it just kind of like was crazy.
Yeah.
And then because of the heat, it was difficult for them to find the needle. So one of the veins collapsed when she put it in, so like it was like really painful for her.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, that looks so painful. And then as we were leaving the hospital, bruv, around the same point on my hand, I had an ingrowing hair.
No. In the same area? Were you
Same
like
area,
just
bruv. And I was like,
doing this
look,
constantly?
this is like,
Rubbing it?
huh?
Yeah.
No, because
Just
I was like, this is a sympathy pain. She was like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
That is an ingrown hair. Yeah, how are you trying to get anything from this situation? And I was like, what if this gets worse? Like, what if it's like we're going through labor and I'm going to be like, oh man, I'm getting cramps. Give me some of that gas in here.
Oh man.
I'll be in the bed alongside her, bro. Doing breathing exercises. It's true though, men can have like sympathy pains.
Yeah.
And they can also have like postnatal depression as well. This is something that I've been reading up on, obviously, but not to detract from the fact that my wife's body has been going through all manner of transformations for but you know what, I've had two sisters go through pregnancy, okay? But being there firsthand and seeing it, different. You realize that it's like, yeah, man. I mean, the organs move around to make space for the baby. That's why, like, breathing becomes difficult. Going to the toilet, like, is just crazy. The frequency of it. I had no idea. So I may have sympathy pains, but I have to say this because there's nothing like what she's going through, bro. Nothing like it. And it was an ingrowing hair on my hand.
It's like a disclaimer, isn't it? To make sure that you still know where.
Get like, hey, Mel, you're an idiot. You're a dickhead. Just thought I'd share that update. So as we were walking out of the hospital, she was berating me for even mentioning it, bro. We're not even mentioning
even thinking it.
Thinking it. Yeah. How dare you? Literally coming out of hospital, and you're complaining about an ingrowing hair. And furthermore, bro, on your hand, it's a
Yeah,
weird place to get one, man.
it is. Did you trim it?
No, I just like picked it out.
Yeah, picked it out.
One of them ones.
Yeah, that's weird.
But it was in the
Very
same
strange, isn't
spot,
it?
Bran.
The
Same spot.
timing,
The
the
timing,
timing, the,
bro.
ti- the timing of it.
Could be, man.
Let me ask you a question. Yeah. So, are you nervous about the birth itself from your perspective? Not as in obviously. Bro, I'm talking about your halat, bro. That's gonna, like, you know what I mean? Are you?
uh, I don't. I think that day we went and she wasn't feeling great. It was a little taster.
Yeah.
Because she was really dehydrated, and they were saying that. Then they mentioned the word contractions, bruv.
Yeah.
And as soon as they said that, I perked up. I was like, hell no, man. This is too early. You can't be saying those kinds of words. They're only meant to be doing Braxton Hicks at this point, yeah?
Yeah.
And then I think that was like a lesson to me of like, it's imminent now. And then at one point, she had like the monitors on, and then they were like, we need to check something. And then more people came into the room, and then everything was fine. But like, just when that happened, I was like, oh shit, this is out of my hands now. Like I literally have to watch the show. I can't do anything. I'm basically powerless.
Yeah.
And this just has to happen, and I just have to react and do what I can. But I'm basically like, my hands are tied. So it was a little taster of that.
Just like being supportive, innit? Just being there to be supportive and give her words of encouragement.
Yeah. So, but other than that, I was like, look, we've prepared as much as we can. The bag's ready. The bag's packed.
Bag's packed, yeah.
So, I had to pack it myself, innit, just in case. Bro, you know what, I'm going to be bugging. I'm going to be bugging. You know what it's going to be like? If you're on the train, right? Back in the day, if you're on the train and your phone would go off or your headphones would get disconnected, the wired headphones, and then your music would blare out really loud. And then you'd be in an absolute panic because you're just like you're paranoid about whatever you're listening. It could be completely innocent, right? But you're completely paranoid and you're bugging, and then you end up turning the volume up. You can't find the right button, all of that. I'm going to be in that halat, but I'm going to be looking for something in that bag that is going to be in front of my face. I'm not going to see it, and my wife is going to be screaming. And so are the nurses. Yeah. Where's the hat?
The hat, bro. Where's the doorbell?
Oh, you know what, bro? Do you know what I'm going to do? As soon as they say she's in labor, I'm just going to wear it.
You wear the hat.
I'm just going to wear the hat, bro. I'll just wear it. Obviously, it's not going to fit on my duckle, bro. Yeah, but I'll have like a little string, so I'll tie it like those party hats
under the scrubs, isn't it? Because you have to wear the net, innit? The scrub net. I think you just react, don't you? You naturally, when you're put in that situation, and when you need to react and show encouragement, etc. You're just gonna be there, innit? At the end of the day, right? And just, I think that's the thing. I think from a man's perspective, I didn't know what to expect either. As in, because you just feel, you said you feel powerless because physically you can't do anything, right? You're there, but obviously you can give words of encouragement, and there's a lot of power in words at the end of the day, right? Just to know that. I mean, I got a lot of abuse. I mean, also had to manage two sides of, had to manage her and also like manage the people waiting in the waiting room as well who wanted to come in and like.
Oh, so wait, your fams were there?
Yeah, so when she went into labor, right? It was like we came at like, we went there at 5 a.m, and then the fam came. So like the mums and siblings came at around 9-10, and it was taking. I mean, by this time we were like 3-4 hours in, and every time I'd walk out with the doctor, because he'd want me to either go get changed or do something, we'll walk getting more water or whatever it was. Obviously the fam were waiting there, and they're like, "Oh, can we go see her?" And I'm like, okay, 1 second, let me relay the message. Yeah. Bro, I'll go in, and your mum wants to come in. My mum wants to come in to say hello. Yeah, or no, or just. But thinking back, why the hell did I not just shut it down? At that
Why?
point. But I thought
You were
maybe I was thinking in my head, oh, I've taken enough abuse. Maybe someone else should come in and step
sub
in for a
off.
bit so I can, sub off, yeah. And she's like, do you fucking think I want your mum and my mum in here? Have you seen me? Yeah. Do you see what's going on here? It was mad. And the worst thing was, they decided to come in after about a few minutes.
Oh,
Anyway,
mate,
even
bro.
though the nurse was there saying, look, no. And after they popped their head in, she's like, are you okay? And then I'm like,
Oh,
but it's probably not a good time. It was mad. It was comedic. I look back and I think it was comedic, but at the time,
stress. Pure stress.
it was. It's just hard to see that person going through that much pain, isn't it? At the end of the day, right?
Mm.
But I mean, the good thing is, doctors and nurses are so calm these days as well, right? And they do their best to help as much as possible to calm the situation. But I think you follow their lead sometimes,
Yeah. I
as
mean,
well.
you have to,
Having
right?
a nurse there, midwife there, you follow their lead to just make sure, and they are very inclusive in the sense that if they feel like you're not, you're a bit, as the husband, you're a bit you're out of place, or you're overwhelmed, then they encourage you as well, just to help guide you as well, right? So yeah, man, I think you're gonna be good, man. You've always been good with words of encouragement, bro. So
Yeah, but these
yeah,
are
man,
different situations, bruv.
but still
I said
it'll
to
come
her, because
naturally.
they were like, "Oh, you can give her positive affirmations while she's going through it," and she was like, "If you come near me with any of that, yeah, I'll kick you out." Best serious, bro. I was like, I'm not saying it, man. I'm gonna say nothing. I'll just be like, "Come on, mate. Come on, babe. You got this." Positive affirmations. Can you
have,
imagine?
have you have you thought of any though? Have you just
What?
have you got your go-to? Have
You
you
got
got
this,
this?
man. I'm here, mehuna.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it will
Yeah.
kick in when it happens, bro.
Yeah,
It will kick
exactly.
in when it happens.
Yeah, I think it will, man. It will kick in, man. It will kick in. It will just naturally come to you, isn't it? Do you know what though? Like I said, there's a lot of power in words, and I didn't realize that until very recently, when so my eldest was doing a cross country,
Mm,
and I think she was in triathlon, and she was at the last bit. She was at the running bit, and I think she was knackered because she had just done cycling and her swimming. And to be fair, you don't want to be that crazy parent who's like shouting in it.
Are
Yeah.
they? Are they there? Like crazy
Yeah,
parents?
parents.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, but they're not crazy, man. They're just
Are they like
encouraging their kid, isn't it?
football hooligan crazy?
Not because it wasn't that competitive. I think in some cases there are, but not at this school.
Okay.
They're more collective, but very like reserved, or but very encouraging, but just not to that level, right? And I was the one who was kind of holding back, and then you could see she was tired, like she was really far away,
Mm,
and she's got very long legs, so she can take massive strides, but she wasn't,
yeah.
right? And then I just, what, when someone can hear you and you say something positive, like, come on, Gagan, yeah,
Mm,
or something like, or her legs basically just, her strides just opened up so much, like it was weird. It was just like
mm,
instant reaction. She, and you're so far away from someone, but if they hear you, especially if someone's in your corner rooting for you,
mm,
the reaction, I just didn't expect that reaction from her, if that makes sense. And
yeah.
she was gone, like this was halfway into that, and she had such a long way to go, but the stride just opened up. But ever since then, that stuck in my mind. Someone close to you, that, or someone that you love, sees, hears those kind of words, and it gives you a bit more energy, doesn't it, at the end of the day, at the final hurdle or whatever. But yeah, man, it's just one of those things.
I think you're right, man. That's what they say in football, isn't it? The 12th man is the
12th man's a crowd,
crowd,
isn't
man.
it? That's the most. I mean, during lockdown, most teams that probably win at home probably lost because of the crowd. Because the crowd wasn't there.
Probably.
Yeah,
It must have been, man.
yeah,
Because I mean, imagine like 60,000 people cheering your name.
Presence.
Imagine
someone having that.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I just don't know how that feels, isn't it? At the end of the day, right? So it's nice to have someone there to go for it. But to be fair, at the same time, like we've always said, right, women are really resilient and probably more resilient than men to go through this. So yeah, man.
Brother, I think if
No,
men had to go through this, it'd be very different situation. The world would be a very
no,
different place.
bruv, I'm telling you, my mum will be in there with me. I don't want my wife because she'll probably demoralize me. You say, man up, yeah? Have my mum in there, bro.
Come on, beta. Jaldi.
But rubbing your back.
Dubbing your tantias.
Yeah.
Bruv, that would be good. It's true though. If men were the ones that are having kids, there'd definitely be like more like period pain.
Exactly.
You'd get like instant vacation. Oh, it's the time. Okay, yeah. Go home. It's all right. It's all right. Take the day off.
Yeah.
Usually a very different vibe.
Exactly. Yeah. I just think that everything that it would be so biased towards men, wouldn't it? If that was the case, I think we spoke about this before as well, didn't we? I think, but I don't know what women go through in life. Yeah, it's just crazy. It's I don't think they get enough credit for it.
Yeah, it's true.
Because it's meant to be normal.
Yeah,
someone said it's that's just normal. But yeah.
So it's your brother-in-law. Hey, what is the English way to say your relation to the guy that's getting married this weekend? Because he is your sister-in-law's husband. But what does that make him? Your sister-in-law, brother-in-law?
No, just brother-in-law, isn't it? I just thought it was brother-in-law.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
Bro, it's late, man. This is why my brain's starting to move. Okay, so all right, so he's your brother-in-law. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you had the chat with him?
Well, the chat. The thing is, yeah, I don't think there's need to. One, because obviously my brother-in-law, as in the bride's brother, is actually there, and he's there in it to have that chat. Right?
Yeah.
Also, I think you've seen obviously the sister-in-law, in it. So my sister-in-law can handle it. So I feel like I need to have the chat with my sister-in-law. He's gonna hate me for this.
Don't break his heart, yeah. Don't break his heart. Treat him nice.
Yeah, and the reason. Yeah, exactly. Don't break his heart. Treat him nice. Don't do anything to him before the wedding. Yeah, so I think that's the chat that needs to be had. But I'm scared, bro, to even have that chat. So there's no need. So we avoid it at all costs. Bro, no one had the chat. I don't know if anyone had a chat with my wife.
No one would, bro. I mean, it would have been me. I think because you were the first out of the lot of us to get married, isn't it? Exactly. And there's a picture from I think it's a picture or it's a screenshot from your wedding, and all of us look like it's like your vidai.
Yeah.
And like this guy.
I'm not gonna lie, I almost went as well, man. That was too emotional for me.
She's hugging up her family and you're hugging up the boys. Take care of him.
Exactly.
He likes his DVD stacked neatly.
Don't mess up the DVD stacks. Well, forget the DVD stacks. Do you know what? Actually, going back to a previous pod, I think I couldn't remember, and I wanted to just mention this. We were talking. Obviously, just touch on it briefly. We said, we got a lot of feedback on the bed and how it should be made, pillows under or on top.
We did.
Yeah,
we did get feedback.
And I don't know if this is how fast-paced life is at the moment, right? This morning, when I came back from dropping the girls to school and I came back, the bed was made and the pillows were on top.
Oh, but shit.
The damn thing is, I can't remember if it was me or if it was her. So I'm just thinking, so I'm going to see tomorrow, if it was her, but I just want to see if she's got the hint or she's learning.
Has Nish heard that episode?
I'm not sure if she has, actually. I'm not sure if she has.
Maybe she's heard it and she's like, okay, I might.
Yeah, maybe. But do you know what the thing is? I feel wives would do it in, just to wind us up, they tuck the pillows in so far under the mattress, probably, just
We had comments saying, we had other comments around the dishwashers as well.
yes,
Some
yeah.
people relating to the dishwasher debates.
I'm glad we're not the only ones.
But I tried your method. I actually tried your method. I remembered that's how I used to wash the dishes at my mum and dad's
Yeah,
back in the day.
yeah.
We used to have a rotor. We used to have a rotor, bruv.
Oh,
That's
really?
where I got the idea for the rotor from, because
Yeah,
mum was one day she was just like, I am sick of doing everything,
yeah.
right? So I'm not going to do it anymore, and I'm literally
Mm.
going to have a rotor. So one person cleans the oven, one person cleans the table, and one person washes the dishes, and it would be every day, and we'd
Yeah,
alternate.
yeah,
And that worked. It worked for the majority of our being in school, college years.
yeah.
And then I think dad also got roped into doing, because dad back in the day didn't you do anything
No,
before, but then he
yeah.
kind of was
Got into it.
he had to be brought in.
Let me ask you a question. Good for it? Do you think, from your obviously, I mean, no teenager wants to wash dishes, right? At the end of the evening, right? You just want to get on with it. But if you look back now, those things, yeah, are you going to put into practice for your kid when your son or daughter, when they're old enough to do
I
that?
I think so. I
Yeah,
think it's important to.
yeah,
I mean, it's just basic domestics. Like, you should
yeah.
know how to take care of yourself. You should know how to keep things clean,
Hmm.
because you don't really want to raise kids that also can't look after themselves, man. Like,
Exactly.
you want them to be able to be independent and be clean.
Mhm.
So yeah, that would be one thing that I would take from my parents' school of parenting.
Exactly.
Um,
Do you know what? I never had to wash a dish. Yeah, I had my bar, obviously my mum and my bar. Yeah, living with me.
mm,
So I would have to. For me, it was, and this was even after I got married. Yeah, and I was living at home. Right, I could just eat and put my dish by the side, and it will get done. Yeah,
mm,
unless they were all out, and I left it in the sink. My dad, obviously, I told you, right? He'd come and wake me up in the middle of the night and say the dish is not washed. Yeah, I was like, all right, fine, I'll wash it. Come downstairs and wash it in my sleep. But that one thing, I think, you know, was the biggest learning curve for me when I moved out, and not to uni. Did it at uni, but when I moved out in my own place at uni, I had to do it, right? Because obviously if you guys are cooking, then me and Fernandez were obviously cleaning, right?
mm,
But I remember first year, obviously, none of us did the dishes for long periods of time, right? We used to have our guests who'd come and be like, you know what,
mhm.
let's put in the work, and that was crazy, because even a few friends of mine, whose house I used to go to when I was a kid, their mum, like, after their dinner was done, one would have to clean the table and the gas, and the other would wash.
Oh,
Yeah,
really? So
yeah. And
similar.
if I was there, then I'd be the one drying. Yeah,
Okay, okay, okay.
I was like, nah, I ain't coming back here. Nah, enough of it, man.
Man, nati jao. I don't want to
Yeah,
go there.
yeah.
They put me to
But
work.
yeah, exactly. So that, do you know what? It's true. Like, now, it's like, all the jobs that everyone hates to do, like bins and stuff. Yeah. At the same, even if your son or daughter is watching you do it, right? They're gonna, especially if you've got a daughter, right? They're gonna think to themselves, okay, you know what? If my dad is doing this, then that's the bar. For the person who I want in my life. Basically, I want them to
Mm.
not. Oh, I want a person who's going to take out. No, I want a person who doesn't mind.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's funny, isn't it? Like, those little tiny little details that we think are like insignificant are actually some of the most significant kind of moves you probably make in your life. So
It's true. It's true.
yeah, man. But what was I going to say? All right, I just wanted to ask you something, actually.
Go
Yeah,
on.
what's the most influential quote? Yeah, that you've ever heard?
That's a hard one, man. That's a tough one.
And obviously, I'm asking you because I've heard. I think I heard the one I wanted to hear. That's why I'm asking you, because you're always the one with the quotes, isn't it, bro?
That's the thing. I love quotes. I love
Yeah,
them because I think there's and I used to go through this phase where I used to, in my team at work, I would have a
yeah,
quote of the week. So I would
yeah.
literally have them stacked just to kind of, I don't know, keep them motivated and stuff. Um,
Hold on, let me give some context. Yeah, I'm asking Raj this question. I'm giving context here to everyone. I'm asking him this question because whenever there's a quote or a metaphor that I can't finish, this guy has all of them, bro. All of them.
I actually said something to Gogan today. Oh yeah, I did.
Go on.
I'm going to say this one because this one is on top of mind. We were talking about something, and I said to Gogan, worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but you don't go anywhere.
Ah, yeah.
So that one was a good one in the
Nice.
moment, and
That is a
it's
good
something
one.
that I've been
Did it hit
using
home?
today.
Did she look at you and say,
Yeah,
should we
yeah.
give it a clap?
She's like, you need to get off Instagram. You need to just do some work.
Fair play. Who is it? Who is it by?
I don't know. I actually should credit the person because I'm not plagiarizing anyone's quote. Those are not my words. It's something that I picked up. I don't know who said it.
Oh, fair.
Go on then. What's yours?
Mine is
The most influential of all time. Yeah.
of all. This is all time, bro. Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is, yeah, I'm gonna say it, but it's not gonna hit like he said it because I'll probably botch it and add some words, remove some words. Yeah.
So,
Hold on, let me think.
say how it is for you, innit? How it is.
How it is for me. Say it how it is for me. Yeah. Bro, my mind's gone blank now because you put me on the spot. As in, I know what the quote. Let me recalibrate. Hold on.
Try and think of the context. Then, what was the context?
What was the context?
Was it someone that was like a mentor?
No, I know who it was. Yeah, and I'll tell you who it was after I say the quote. But I just want to get recalibrate to make sure the quote because there's two. There's two. Oh yeah. But this is not how he said it. Yeah, but just because we're not friends anymore doesn't mean you're my enemy. I still want you to eat, but just not at my table.
Oh damn, that's a spicy. That's your favorite quote of all time.
That's my favorite quote of all time.
Fucking hell, bro! You are like some kind of godfather.
Rob, actually, and saying this, you're a bigger fan of this person than I probably ever was. Actually, no. As an art, he's an artist, yeah. But you're a fan of the death. If I'll probably just give it away anyway. Should I tell you who it was?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, Tupac.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a Tupac quote.
Yeah, Tupac. And then there was another one he said as well. Don't be afraid to leave the table if respect is no longer being served.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
spicy quotes, man. I like it.
That's it. I'm done, innit? Drop the mic and leave. like I said it. But I don't know why. I think those two, that the first one hit today, yeah? Because I think there's more people that show, in any sense of lack of respect, innit? Yeah, but we stick around, innit? Sometimes, innit? A lot of people do, innit? They don't see it. That hit me at the right time. It got brought back to me because I've got it on my, I've got it as a screensaver, and you know when you've got it on a screensaver, but you don't. It's a quote that's in your head and it's hit hard, but you come back to it when you've gone through that kind of emotion with someone in it. Yeah, a few weeks ago, someone kind of like it was another level of disrespect kind of thing, and it's like, oh wait a minute, why are you still making effort with this person? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But you know, me, I'm an overthinker in it with those kind of things. So then someone said to me, you know how you always say to me, don't overthink, man, forget that. Move on, basically, innit? And then that quote came back to my head, and I was like, do you know what? I wonder if Raj had heard this quote. We never spoke about it, innit? Because we always go through these quotes, innit? So, but yeah.
So similarly to so what you're that situation you're describing, there's a similar quote. This is now turning into a shairi. Yabate, warewa.
Yeah, Pankaj Udas in here, bro.
Yabade. I'm probably going to butcher this one, but it's talking about having hate for someone.
Yeah.
Having hate for someone is the equivalent. Having hate for someone is the equivalent of you taking you giving poison, wishing poison on somebody else, but you drinking it yourself.
Yes, I've heard that one, and it's true
because it just poisons you. It just poisons your own mind. It poisons your head. It doesn't. It's not really going to do anything to them.
You're right, man. You're right. Exactly. And do you know what it is? I think in that moment, there was anger from my side, yeah, inside, yeah.
Mm.
But you know what it was? Also, it wasn't more hatred. It was more ups. Like it's a rocky kind of relationship, right? So that at the same time, I think it takes mental strength just to smile, nod, and just you know what I mean, in it. But I guess, but you know what? I've never found the balance as a person. I've never found the balance of when to say and when not to say. So it's best to not say anything if you're not sure.
Yeah.
And also, if that person's not, if that situation, that person's not in your life long enough, yeah, to make an impact anyway, and you know what you're getting with them every single time, then you know they're just words. They don't mean anything, can it?
Thanks everyone for listening, and please like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, I think that's it. Did you have any other things to say for that?
Nah, man, I think we've wrapped it up. We've said what needs to be said for this one.
Sounds good. All right. Catch you all next time. Peace.
See you next time.